what's up, y'all? I just want to make a quick video. I think I went about a day or maybe 2 days without posting. Nothing crazy, life just happened. Just didn't get the time around to make a video. And today I woke up, it's Memorial Day, and I was just thinking to myself, just because you may be struggling right now, or you may be struggling this very moment, or you've been struggling for the past few weeks or months, or maybe even years, that does not mean you have to live like that for the rest of your life. Like, that does not determine the entire outcome of your life. In the same way that if you get rejected by one job, by one company, that doesn't mean like you're someone who's always going to be rejected. Maybe you guys just genuinely weren't a good fit. I remember seeing a TikTok of a girl, or of a woman, excuse me. She had graduated with like a master's degree in, I think, psychology, and she went to go apply at Target. And when she said that she got denied, at first I was like, yeah, what the fuck? That's super fucking weird. Like, like clearly you have someone very intelligent. But then I realized, dude, if she has a degree in a certain field, what makes you think she's going to stay at Target long term? She very clearly, because of that degree, no matter what the field is, she very clearly has multiple opportunities that she could potentially pursue. So if Target was looking for a long-term employee, why would they hire her? You know what I mean? Like, it's not even because she's a bad worker. It's not even because she's a bad person. I never thought about it that way until someone commented that. It's like, bro, job security, like Target, ignore the bed. Target, damn, this is nice. My bookshelf looks really nice from here. Okay, back on point. Target, I don't think they thought, damn, this bitch is stupid, we don't want her here. Obviously not. But they're thinking, if we want somebody long term, and if she has the potential to leave and walk out any day, I'm not saying that she would do it, but she very clearly would have the potential to do so. Why hire her? So if you get rejected, that doesn't mean you're a piece of shit, bro. That doesn't mean that you're unworthy. And I always thought that for the longest time. That was how I always operated. I always operated like, oh, bro, if I get rejected by this person or by this job, I'm cooked. I suck. Blah blah blah. Bullshit. Garbage. And despite being rejected multiple times throughout my life, not countless, but I've been rejected before. Here I am. I'm still alive. And so are you. We've all been rejected at one point in our lives. And here we are. We're still perfectly fine. So just because you're living in a certain state of mind, or you're living in a certain state of quality of life, that does not mean you have to live in that lifestyle forever. Like, if you were born broke, if your parents weren't too rich growing up, that doesn't mean you have to stay that way. That doesn't mean that you can't be rich. It was just the circumstances and the cards that you were dealt at that very moment. But that doesn't mean that it's in concrete, that it's set in stone. You know what I mean? Like, just because you might be low on funds right now, trust me, I've been there. That does not mean that you have to be broke forever, or that you're going to be broke forever. That's never the case. However, you do have to do something. You do have to do certain things to prevent that from happening. Like, if it's one thing to change your identity and say, oh, I'm not going to be broke. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. But if you just sit at home all day and jack off, I mean, what do you expect, man? Like, your actions have to align with what you want to believe, and what you choose to believe. So always keep that in mind. Just because you're in a tough state right now, that doesn't mean you have to be in that tough state forever, even if you're fucking homeless. All right, hopefully none of you watching this are. But that doesn't mean, like, just because where you're at in life right now may not be where you want to be, that doesn't mean that things can't change, bro. That doesn't mean that you're stuck in that way forever. Things can always change. Things can change in a fucking instant. All right, so stay up, stay blessed. God bless you all. Happy Memorial Day. I almost said weekend. Happy Memorial Day, because today is Monday. God bless you all. You guys take care.